Alright, I just finished Starsight. Let's see what happened and what I thought of the book. So, Chapter 40, the dogfight in space, is so different because Spenza is usually the one that's outnumbered. So, we have Spenza, Vapor, and Heshu trying to go after Braid, right? And so Braid is now using all these maneuvering tactics that Spenza usually does. Vapor's ship gets shot down, but she escapes into space, like the Vapor escapes, so she's okay. Spenza does trick Braid into going back through the Vapor's wreck, and Vapor is able to go and connect to Braid's ship, which basically makes it stop moving. So Braid doesn't give up summoning the Delver, though, so Spenza fires on Braid. In that moment, Braid is successful in summoning the Delver, and the Delver basically pushes everyone aside, making it so that when Spenza fired, she missed. So, Spenza was able to use her cytonic powers, though, to send the Delver to Starsight instead of it staying near Detritus. Unfortunately, Hesho is dead. Kari is now in charge of the little ship with all the little gerbil fox-like species, aliens, and Spenza is going to Starsight to help stop the Delver. So, there's an interlude here. Mortimer was in the middle of recreating itself when the Delver arrived at Starsight, so it stayed himself and then left to go and help. Chapter 43, Vapor and Spenza go into the Delver. Braid goes in as well, but doesn't want to be part of Spenza's plan. The cytonic assault on Spenza is too great. Luckily, though, Mortimer shows up and lances Spenza and takes her in. Mortimer can fly fine in the Delver because there are two people in one. So because they have two brains, they can see the illusions for what they are. And at the center, there is a void, and Spenza basically jumps in that void. Inside that void, there is a white room where the Delver reflects back what Spenza feels and what she looks like. Spenza realizes that the Delver is just reflecting the hatred of the people back. So to save the people of Starsight, Spenza shows the Delver each individual person, how each individual person is a real person. They have fears and they have love, and this makes the Delver realize that they are individuals. They're real people. They're alive. Before that, the Delver thought they were just kind of insects to be squashed. But when they realize that everyone is alive, they end up leaving, and it's disgusted with itself. So, in the epilogue, we have Jorgen finding a room under the city of Detritus, the city down there. He ends up finding like a cavern with like hundreds of those slugs in it that could possibly power hyperdrives in the future. Mortimer becomes a war hero, and he's born into that personality because now he is a war hero. This is the first war hero that the Diones have ever had. Kuna is trying to tell the truth about what happened with the Delver to the superiority government, but Wisnik is basically lying. Luckily, Cobb is on Kuna's side, and they're kind of working together. Wisnik is going ahead though with the coup, and is rounding people up. Spenza escapes from a hospital and gives Kuna the hologram technology to hide herself as the Diome that doesn't look like anybody. And Spenza is now running to where Mbot is at the base where they have Mbot kept. Spenza runs into Braid while going to there, and Braid destroys a military ship, but also a civilian ship. And Spenza is then later framed for destroying both ships with a rocket launcher, basically. So once Spenza gets to the building where Mbot is, she finds Mbot taken apart. Mbot's processor is smashed. But Mbot has copied himself into one of the spy drones, and Spenza also finds Doomslug. So she has Doomslug, and she has the spy drone, who is Mbot, and she's trying to get out of here, and she realizes the only way she can get out is by using that portal that Kuna showed her earlier in the book when they pushed that giant burl through the portal into the nothingness. So that's what she does. She ends up going through that, not knowing where it's going to go, like where the other side is going to lead her, and just hoping that she can find her way back home later. And that is how the book ends. And that's it. So, what did I think of this book? Number one, Brandon Sanderson needs to write his female characters more female, because a lot of times his female characters just seem like male characters with female names. They're not really like female in nature, really, if that makes sense. If you look at this entire book, I felt like not a whole lot happened. So you have Spenza going to Starsight, and then Spenza joining this new ragtag team of starfighters, and then practicing with the Delver, and then the Delver attacks. And that basically is all that happened in a 460-page book. And it just seems like not a whole lot happened for as long as the book was. It was basically Sanderson giving us a little bit of information about the world building, a little bit of tidbits about how certain things worked, and making a mystery out of that, which I'm okay with. I usually like his books because of that. But at the same time, I felt like more should have happened during this book. Regardless, I thought the book was fun, just like the first book. I did like the first book a little bit more, but this second book was a lot of fun, and I will be continuing this series. I think there's a third book, so hopefully I can read that one whenever he releases that, Alright, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the book. If you enjoyed the book, let me know what you felt. And if you didn't enjoy the book, let me know why you didn't enjoy it in the comments. And I would like to hear from you how you felt about the book. Alright? Thanks for watching, everyone, and so long.